Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday's live YouTube. I'm Marcie Bessaker, and I am an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. And I'm just signing on as always, trying to make sure I can see your comments. And here we go. All right, got my ad. Skip ad. Here we are. How is everybody today? It is Sunday. So, quick update. Yes, I think our house next door sold. It said pending, and then it said taking backup offers. So I kind of wonder if the first people maybe weren't pre-approved, and so they were continuing to take offers. Hi, Steph. But I got an email yesterday because, of course, I signed up on Zillow to find out what's going on. I want to know if we're getting new neighbors or what. And it said pending again. So either the original people or a backup offer was accepted. I don't know. But hopefully we'll get new neighbors soon. And, well, we hope they're good neighbors. So there we go. California, the smoke. A lot of people have been messaging me and asking me about fires in our area, and it is very smoky outside. The air qualities are really bad. I wanted to go swimming a few times because I like to do my exercises in the pool. Hi, Olivia. But the smoke is so bad out there, I'm just exercising my crafty fingers instead because it's ugly. It's gloomy, it's hot, but ugly. So anyway, that's my update on my neighbor and the fires here in California. I do have family that are up north, and they are a lot of smoke up there. Hi, Jeannie. Welcome back. All right, guys. So today I decided on another Christmas card. Tuesday will not be Christmas cards, just so you know. Next Wednesday, my son, my daughter-in-law, and my grandson are coming to town. So I'm super excited about that. I am going to still try to do a video. It might be more of a tip. It might be more of something a little more, I don't know. I have some ideas. I'm going to try and prepare them now before they get here Wednesday. So we'll be ready to go. And that's during my grandson's nap time anyway. So we should be good. My grandson is going to be 2 next month. So, and we get to watch him for 3 days on our own. So if I look super tired next Sunday, you'll know why. All right, so let's get busy. We've got a super fun card. We're going to do an arrange a wreath. So this is really a Christmas card that I'm doing with it today, but I'm going to show you another 2 Christmas cards with it. We're going to only create 1, but I'm going to show you 2. But look at all the different things you have in that. You've got Easter eggs, give thanks, a partridge. You've got flowers. You've got love. The dies, I have to show you. Let me show you going downward here. The other thing we're going to do today is use the new die machine, and I really like it. So we are going to use that today. So here are the dies. So you can see that you've got little flowers, little sprigs here, larger. This is what we're going to create with today. There's pears. There's different flowers. This is more of a foliage, or you could do it in a different color. We'll show you. I've got hearts and love and ribbons. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. We are going to do it as a Christmas today because I just kind of want to show you. I'm going to pull these out because this is what we're doing today. For right now, we'll just pull those and we'll just set those down. All right, so this is the card we're going to create, and we're going to create it a little differently. I'm going to show you how I did the poinsettias, but we're going to change this one up just a bit. All right, so this is what we used. We also, for the sentiment, used Wrapped in Christmas. Everything will be listed, so don't worry about it. You don't have to write anything down. I will post measurements and supplies on my blog, and supplies will be listed below on the YouTube. All right, so this one I thought was really perfect to fit right across the bottom. I rarely stamp my sentiment onto the cardstock. I normally stamp it and then adhere my sentiment, but I just really liked the look on the green and popping it in the golds, and I just thought that looked really pretty. So let's get started. I did a few things ahead just to save us a little bit of time. So I'm going to leave that card there. I'm going to pull in our paper pack here. I have all my little pieces to work with. Oh, I guess I already embossed the back. You guys know how to emboss, but I'll show you what I did. So here's our card base, which is shaded spruce, and I'm using cherry cobbler. I kind of wanted a more traditional Christmas colors. All right, so I'm going to move that off of here. There we go. All right, so we have our inside piece. We'll just leave that in there for now and set this aside. No, we won't. We're going to go ahead and put that together because I didn't put a back panel. I actually layered everything up on the base. So let's glue this together first. And what I have been really enjoying is this. Oh, that's dirty. Let's just wipe this off. That's why you have baby wipes, right? There we go. So what we're going to do is, I'm really liking the Stampin' Seal here. And that is going to work perfect for me. I want the red to pop with what's in the front, just to kind of tie in. And the new thing I learned is if you have this upward, it's just so much easier to use. All right, so there, oops, there's our base. A little crooked, let me fix it. My dog here's my husband. He's going to Costco, and so my dog's like, well, who's out there? All right, so there's our base. And now what I did is I took our crumb cake, and I'll go ahead and give you sizes, but they will be listed. It's 3 by 4. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that down. Now I did adhere our base papers to the cardstock because of the flowers and everything that are sticking up. I didn't want to go too high, so I did not layer down the bottom pieces. So let's go ahead and put this on. I'm going to use liquid actually because this has a lot of texture. And so I'm just going to figure out which side I want up, and I want that piece up. I just like to look at it and see which side I am. All right, what's going on? All right. All right, so there's our texture. When it's textured, you want to put a little extra on there. You just really want to make sure that it gets in the grooves that it's going to stick. Now I'm going to lay that there but not press it. I like to wait for it to get kind of tacky and dry a little bit. Then we'll push it on because I don't want the glue to stick out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and emboss this first. So I'm just going to bring my pad in. I am going to get my sentiment. That's a big block. That's too big. This block is good. I just try to kind of put it on straight. That way, when I put it on the sentiment, I don't have to worry about my block doing so many things. It just looks pretty straight for me. All right, first mark. Who has the Arranger Wreath? Does anybody have it? This is actually the first card I made with it, but I have some other really fun ideas. All right. I'm going to put it down a little bit because I've got this going on up here. And so I'm kind of looking at this right here. And so I am just going to put it right there. All right, and I should have used my static embossing buddy, but I didn't do that. All right. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that figure? I am very generous with my embossing powder. It's all going back in. All right, so I'm seeing like just a little bit, and I'll show you what I do to clean that off. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to take my paper, try to scrape up my embossing powder, save as much as I can. I have plenty, but I hate that I got it all over the place. But that always happens, right? Yeah, I know stuff. All right, so then I always have a brush, and I just kind of hold it at the light. This is a darker piece. If you hold it at an angle, you can kind of see, and it really, all I had was just a little bit right here. So we're going to set that aside, put this back. Wow, that was fun. All right, so now I'm going to heat my heat gun up real quick. I just love this writing too. It's cursive-y. It's just really pretty. And this is the set here. You can see the different sentiments in that. While I'm heat embossing, if you guys would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll be notified when I go live and when I have posted. All right, almost done. Okay, so we can set that aside. Okay, so now we're going to die cut. Let's die cut out. Well, let's do this first. Okay, so we're going to finish this. And we're just going to go ahead, and it overlaps barely. So we're going to, let me grab my, I'm going to use this one again. I want it to go all the way around the edge. All right. So I'm going to start this at the bottom so that my spacing is okay, because it's going to overlap a little bit, and I'm okay with that. Oops, I got to move it over. And if it doesn't go exactly, it's okay, because we're going to put that other piece on top. But I'm going to put it really close. Looks like I did this one too short. So let me see if I need to fix that. Well, that is not good. It's going to be okay. Let's see. So I'm going to go in the middle and do the difference. So I'm going to go like this. It looks like it's just slightly off. As long as I have the edge at the bottom, okay, I'm good. Now what I did is I used this textile, let me see what the name of it is because I always forget. it is the Tasteful Textile 3D, and it's one of my favorite embossing folders. So that is what I used, and I used it on the crumb cake here at the top just to add some texture. And then I also used it on the gold piece. Where's my gold piece? The gold piece that goes right across here. Right here. So I just added that right across on the red side. So we're going to use liquid because it's got the texture on it again. And we'll just put it down the center. I like to add the bling. It just, to me, just adds that much more, and it's so pretty in person. All right. All right, so we're going to bring this back in and add that on there. I'm going to bring it down a little farther just so, because the wreath is going to add so much at the top. All right, so we're going to set this aside and let that dry. And now we're going to die cut. Thanks, Steph. It's funny, even when I take pictures, the pictures just do not do justice to in person. It's just so much better to see in person. All right, so we're going to use our new machine. So I'm going to do it like this. Let me see if I can take you guys out just a bit. A little bit. All right, so we are going to, if you guys haven't seen the new machine, it's so nice. I love the handle. I do tend to use my electric one because it's right here next to me, and it's just easier to do. I'm going to try and do this so you guys can see in the video here, but all right, so we're going to do our green. What did I do with my dies? All right, so we want a green. So we're going to cut this first. Can you hear it? It's just so smooth. I just can't even get over how smooth this is. All right, so there is our die for our wreath. I'm going to set that right there. And now I'm going to pull out our gold one. And of course with the gold, I'm going to move it right up to the edge. I want to save as much paper as I can. And I need to grab, I decided I was going to show you how I did the old flower. So I need to pull out one of those papers too. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up here on this way, because you want to save as much time as you can. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, and we're going to add our flower. I know you guys can't see right now, but hold on, you can in a second. I'm going to add the flower so we can die cut both at the same time. So there we go. There's the gold. And I like to hold my hand down here just to make sure that my dies don't move. And then, and did you see it? As I was holding here, this was going with the one hand. I just can't even get over this machine. It's so great. All right. I'm going to put these back. Don't want to lose any dies. I'm not going to impress these. Now, I did emboss them, you know, where you turn them upside down and you run them back through so they'll imprint the images. But because I did some embossing powder on them, it seems like I did all that and you really can't see it anyway. So I'm choosing not to do that on the video because it really doesn't matter. You can't see it. All right, so there, I mean, you can see that it did it a little bit. And I can tell you on my other machine that I could not see any indentions at all. All right. And I did emboss them all over again, but I'll show you the card again. You're going to see, you can't really tell. All right, so now I have my gold piece. So let's move this aside. I like how it just folds right up. All right, the paper that I'm using, just so you know, is from the 'Tis the Season, the 6x6 'Tis the Season paper. It's got some really fun Christmas papers in it. And it also, for my envelope, I just chose a piece of paper, and that's what I'm going to use because it all ties in. It's all Christmas. It's all, there's like 4 different colors. So there's the real red and there's the cherry cobbler. So you can choose the different options that you want. All right, so here is our gold. Let's bring our card back in here. This one. All right, we're going to just poke out these little pieces so it's ready to go. Now you can tell on the green that I added some texture. I'll show you what I did with that. All right, the gold is all done. Now this first card, what I did with the envelope is I pulled out an old stamp set that just had a poinsettia stamp. And so to me, I thought, you know what, that works. That looks really good. So that's what I did with the first envelope. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. Let me wipe all these off. All right. We are going to take this, not the gold, the green, and I'll show you what I did. So in our stamp set, you have this stamp here, which is the leaves. And I honestly don't know. It does not align perfectly. It does not line up at all because this is much bigger. And I don't think the die works on this either because this is the die. And it definitely is much smaller. So if you wanted to add this in the background, then this and the gold, that would be some layers up that you could do. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this, my embossing buddy, and I'm going to take some Versamark. And what I did is I just added some gold just to add more texture, more gold. You can still see the green. I just thought it was kind of fun to add. So I just laid it right on top just so it had texture here or there. Just adds another layer of fun. I'm going to turn this over because I've got Versamark on there. I'm going to bring back in my gold and try not to spill it this time. And I'm just going to go over it. I like to do like some mixed media type stuff and just add a little bit more onto it. So let's just put that back in and then tap this off. All right. And now I always try to take my pokey tool. I'm going to shake this paper off a little bit more so I don't have embossing powder everywhere. And I just lay that down. I'm getting my gun again here, my heat tool. I'm going to put my pokey tool somewhere where there's no embossing powder just to hold it down. And it just adds a little bit. It doesn't need a whole lot. You can tell what I really like about this new machine, which I'm just noticing, is the indentions of the die cut are still on your items, whereas my other machine, I have to turn it upside down, put the rubber mat on or whatever to do the embossing on it. And this one did the embossing, and I should have showed you before I embossed. But you can tell, I don't know, let's see. You can tell the indentions for where the leaves are. And that did that while it cut. You didn't have to run it through a separate time. So I like that it did add that on the cutting. All right, so let's move this. And we're going to start kind of putting our items together. I'm going to show you, let's do the flower first. I want to show you what I did here. We're not going to use these flowers. I chose a different option just to kind of show you. But in this stamp set, I pulled out, you can tell I've got other items here and here that I've been working on. I chose the center flower. A lot of people use the flowers, this for sunflower. So you do it like in a yellow and then do this in like a brown on a piece of paper. And there's a die, you cut it and you make sunflowers, which that's going to be on my list soon. Because I think that would be so much fun. All right, so all I did is I took the little circles and I used Versamark and I just hit the center and then just a little bit on each leaf, nothing crazy. And then I added the gold embossing powder. And so you can see all the little dots that it made on there with the Versamark, I hope, on there. And then that's how I came up with these. So they have all the dots, and I did 3 flowers per flower. So I layered them up, all 3. But then I decided to try something different. And so instead of doing this, and you saw me just emboss something, so I'm not going to emboss that for you. Then what I did is I die cut out 3 red foil, and I've already layered them up, so I just die cut 3. But see what I'm talking about with the embossed images on there? This one I did emboss because I didn't put embossing powder on it. We're just going to do the foil. All right, so this one's really going to bling with some fun bright foil. And then I'm just going to put them up. Now, I believe, yes, I adhered everything together. I put the green on top, but I kind of intertwined the gold. So what I did is I just kind of put the inner leaves just kind of behind the gold here and there. I just kind of intertwined them. And they actually do it really well. You just have to kind of play with it. And I just kind of brought some gold to the front and just kind of intertwined, just so it kind of looks like they're intertwined together. And I left them like that. I'm going to bring my silicone mat back in. All right, and then I made sure these were all ready to go, all 3. And now the ribbon that I used is, this ribbon is from the Boho Indigo kit because I really liked the gold again. Now I do have a lot of ribbons here that you could use. So this one is the sheer red, but I thought with the poinsettias that's a lot of red, so I chose not to use that one. I did like the green stripes, so if this is Old Olive, so if you chose to do your paper in Old Olive, I think this ribbon would be a really good choice. And then these here are Old Olive and Poppy Parade, and these are a really good choice too. And actually, if you did your colors in these, you could actually twine these together and make a ribbon. So that would be really pretty too. There's so many different ribbons that we have that you could use on it, but I chose the gold because I have it, and I just love this ribbon. So I'm going to do a triple bow. So again, figure 8, 2, 3. I'm going to cut it kind of long. Go over and then through. And then that is your triple bow. So you take them all off. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that with glue dots at first. I like to then add, I'm going to do 2, kind of one up and one down a little bit. And I'm just going to add that. You want to kind of make sure your stuff is aligned okay. I'm going to add that right there. And then I like to add a little bit of glue underneath just to hold the bow. It's kind of a big bow. And so I'm just going to add some glue. And you can play with the bow once you get everything put together. So we're just going to put that on there. All right, and now I'm going to add my poinsettias. I'm going to start off with glue dots just to kind of get them where I want them. I don't want them so symmetrical like this, so I just kind of put one off to the side a bit, and then I don't care if the ribbon goes under it. I'm fine with that. So we're going to put this one up a little more, and then this one to the side just a bit. I'm not a symmetrical crafter. I don't like to have everything symmetrical because that's just not how life is, right? So I want to fix my poinsettias, and I'll keep fixing these forever, you'll see. Now that's good, and once I get it on the card, I will glue these down a little bit better too to dry. But I want to put centers in them, and I'm going to ask your choice. My first thought was, this is how much I love them, right? I keep bringing out more and more because I use them all the time. So the Gilded Gems is one. My other thought was these. Let's see what this looks like. This might not be enough. We could put these in the center, but we could also color them yellow and put them in the center. So what do you guys think? The ribbon is, where did I just put it? Oh, the ribbon is, it's a little firm, but not like the white iridescent snowflake one. This one is a lot more, a lot softer than that one is. If you have the iridescent snowflake one, that one's way more firm than this one is. And this is in the indigo, boho indigo set. Yeah, this one's not as firm as that one, Steph. This one's a little softer, but this one is still more firm than some of the other ones. So, and I just love the gold. Now we do have gold rope, twine, and stuff like that, but I just really liked the look of this. Okay, so what do you guys think? This or this? Oops, can't see that. Or I can color these, the white ones, okay, because we could do color them yellow too, but I think the white really sparkles. So let's do something different. That's what I was kind of thinking too. All right, so let's put those in there. I just love these too, you guys. This one has the elegant faceted gems, and these are clear, but they're still faceted. These are like a cloudy, but they're pale pink, I think they are. Yeah, or petal pink. And then these are like an not even iridescent, they're like frosty. And they're like pearly. I guess pearly is the word I'm looking for. So we'll put those in there. All right, so now we have that set. I want to cut my ribbon some. Let's see if that's enough. All right, so now I have glue at the top that's probably holding down. Now, what I did on this one is I chose to put foam squares behind the flowers when I popped it up on here. And I really don't think I need to do that because they're really popped up with the flowers as it is. So I'm just going to turn it over and I'm going to put a decent amount of glue. You're not going to see it. I'm just going right around the line. But because I've got the green and I want to make sure, the green and the gold, I want to make sure that I put some glue on my green leaves so that they don't go anywhere. I'm definitely going to put a little bit more up here behind the ribbon. And I'm going to put a little bit on the flowers because I just used a glue dot, which glue dots are great, but I just want to make sure nothing goes anywhere, right? So now I'm going to take it by its bow because now it's been sticking with glue for a while and glue dots. And I'm just going to lay it down where I think I want it. I'm going to push down where the flowers are. That way you don't squish any glue out. I'm not going to touch the leaf. Oh, sorry, my head is in the way again. Jeez. Okay, so I'm not going to push the leaves down yet because they still have glue on them. So I'm just going to kind of leave those again to get that tacky once that starts to dry a little bit. I want to make sure that top 2 layers for sure can still come up because you want them to be all purty, right? So lift those up. All right, I'm going to push on the bow now because it's been glued for a while already. It just added that little bit of glue. So now we're going to set that aside to finish drying while we move that piece aside. Try and move stuff out of my way. Now what I did is I went into the paper and I pulled out this piece. And I love the plaid and I love this. So which do you guys decide for the envelope? You think the plaid, or should we pop it with a little more light color on the outside? Plaid or lighter color for the envelope? Let me know what you think, and then that's what we'll go with. First person to comment. Okay, plaid it is. Good. I think I like the plaid. I love plaid, and I love plaid at Christmas. All right, so I take the glue. You guys have seen me do this before. And I just kind of... I just try to do a little bead around the edge, get close to you can, but not crazy. All right, I like to get the corner. Make sure you have glue on the corner and put it in the very corner all the way across. So once this is on like this, I take this paper off. Oh good, plaid, yay. I love plaid. And then I'm going to scooch it up just a little bit because I can see the white edge of the envelope. I don't want to go over. I don't want it to get stuck in the post machine. All right, now we're going to cut that off. And our envelope will be ready. I mean, this just right away tells you it's not a bill, right? When you get it in the mail, you're like, ooh, pretty. Happy mail. I love happy mail. And if you guys have watched me before, you know I'm determined to use DSP this year as my DSP year, and I have been using a lot of it. I'm trying to think if my next card has DSP, and oh yeah, it does. It does. On Tuesday, my card does. All right, so there is that. So here is our card. Now, what would have been fun too is we could have put plaid here to tie that in, but we did this to tie with this. But I think any of these papers, I'm going to cut this shorter because I've got this one sticking way out here, and I don't like them symmetrical, right? I think any of these papers would have looked fantastic with this card. I mean, you could have used the mistletoe, you know, oh, look you can tell I was working on other stuff. I don't throw any of these little pieces away. You could always use them for a flower or something. So there's a lot of plaid, a lot of different pieces in here. And then if you turn it over, you just have a lot of other different patterns in here. I just love the Christmas paper, and I'm bound and determined to use it all. So see, I could have pulled this little piece out. This is supposed to be in the front, so I know my little pieces are there. But that's okay. Now I have that for another envelope, and that's for another inside. Anyway, so there we go with the paper that I used and all the options that we have. And yes, I keep these little pieces because they could go on the bottom of your card on the inside. It could go down the side. I mean, there's so much you could do with it. Again, you could turn this piece over and use it. So there's so much to use your DSP for. So I like to keep the little pieces in the front, which that wasn't happening, which is why I didn't see that piece, but that's okay. All right, so I did this envelope with here. And this set, actually, let me show you. It's a really cute set that was in the little mini, okay, now I'm trying to find it. It was in the little mini beginner catalog. All right, if anybody remembers the name of it, because I have them in alphabetical and I can't. Oh, here it is. Four Seasons Floral. So the Four Seasons Floral has these really pretty flowers, this poinsettia, like a daisy, and then these little tiny flowers, and it's got 3 great sentiments. So this is a fantastic set, just especially if you're a beginner. Thank you, Jeannie. And I have another card to show you that I made with this set too. But this is a really fun set, and the number is 152801. So this is a really fun set if you just are a beginner and maybe you want to do little note cards or something, and this is a really nice set. But that's where I got this, and I used that for the envelope. And you can see I accidentally grabbed the flowers, this one first. And as I was doing it, I said, wait a minute, that's not the poinsettia. And so now I have this, so I'm going to be making something with this to go with the envelope I just did. Here is the other card that I chose to create. And I did like a partridge in the pear tree. So I made some pears, and then I put some Winkostella on the partridge and the pears. I did the 2 different colors. All I did is take the wreath and cut it. I cut it in half, but then I also cut it in quarters so that I can turn some of the leaves this way. And then I did the little Joy to the World. I don't know if this is in the same set. Where did I get that? I think this was Itty Bitty Christmas is what I used this on. And then I just had some old ribbon that's just like a twine or thread with gold in it. So I just used that. But I took the little leaf. On this one, I took the little leaf that's right here and I embossed it around a frame. So I cut the frame out of the middle and I just added the white with that same embossing folder in the background. The box I also put Winkostella on, and that's right here. And so the leaf, again, I just kind of randomly went around the outside just to add that texture because I didn't want the solid green to blend with the leaves. So I made that more like a frame, kind of like it's a picture. Now this, oh, sorry, my son's calling me. Sorry about that. The background right here, I didn't want just a stark white label. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a texture stamp that I used. I stamped off twice. So this is the third generation in the background. And then I added the sentiment there. So that was another Christmas card with the same stamp set that looks completely different. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you. You could still use the Merry Christmas here or best wishes, you know, give thanks. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You could do all fall colored leaves and then do like the give thanks and make a fall wreath. And again, here's the dies, and you get so many different dies. I'm going to poke out my poinsettia centers here. I don't like to leave paper in my dies if I can help it. What I'd also like is the pears, the hearts, the eggs. They're two. You do two at a time. So the stamp is two and the die is two. So you can see you stamp two different ones at one time. So that kind of gives you an idea what I did there with the pears. It's not good for your dies to lay over dies, just so you know. You don't want the edges to become less sharp. So just kind of make sure you don't do that. Yeah, Jeannie, I honestly just bought it because I thought, okay, what can I do with this? And there's a lot you can do. And I'm really looking forward to Valentine's Day. So I'm thinking, you know, this in a light pink or a white with a shimmer on it. And then your leaves. And then, like I said, you've got this love heart. You've got hearts here. You've got ribbons. And I think this would be really cute to put inside and make it a really full wreath with lots of cute little ribbon. I mean, this even makes spring flowers. You have little flowers here. There's so much to do. There's a lot you can do with this. Again, there's leaf right there, which there's your die. And these little flowers, pop them up on top of these. I mean, there's so much to do. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it because there's a lot you can do. And I've really been kind of wanting to do this. I had to go look up to see what a partridge, all I could think of is the partridge family. So I had to go find out what color is a partridge. And my husband's like, oh, it's kind of a muted color. And of course he was right. So this, I used the baby wipe technique. So the baby wipe technique I used, and that I did, I think I just did smoky slate, the basic gray a little bit, and crumb cake. And I just kept doing it. I did, well, you can tell I did a whole bunch of them because I was wanting to get the colors that I wanted. And then I was like, you know, I could actually use these because they lighten up to be kind of what I wanted. So I just did a bunch of partridges because I really thought that that card was cute. So this is kind of what I started. It was a little too brown, so I added a little darker color. But anyway, and then you can see my pears. What I did is I used Pear Pizzazz, and then I used, I think I used Bumblebee. I didn't want, let me think, Pear Pizzazz. No, I think it was Mango. I'm pretty sure it was Mango. And so I stamped it in Pear Pizzazz, and then I took a dauber and did just a little bit of Mango on the sides. Just a little bit, just to add a little, because I just didn't want them all green. I like to make things look a little more realistic if I can. So that's what I did with those. All right. So there you go, you guys. There's the 3 cards. I have not created an envelope for that yet, but I will probably do pears. I'll probably just do a bunch of pears on there and tie that in, or maybe some pears and some leaves, the larger leaves that I did here. So hi Jennifer, I'm glad you made it. Yeah, watch the rerun. We made this one. This is the original one. I showed you how I did this, and then I gave you just now some ideas on what I did with this one. So all right, you guys, so Tuesday is going to be a non-Christmas card. I've already got it figured out. So Tuesday we're going to do non-Christmas. It's a lot of layering, some coloring, a little bit of die cutting, lots of borders. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of elements in it, and I can't show you. And then I have another card started somewhere. I have piles. So like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm trying to get some items pre-made and ready to go for videos because my son is coming with his family, my daughter-in-law and my grandson. And we are going to celebrate an early birthday for my grandson. He's going to be 2 next month. And so they are coming next week. My son's in a wedding. So it's an outdoor beach wedding with not very many people, but he's in it. So he's going to be driving to Santa Barbara. So hopefully he won't have fire issues because they tend to be a lot more north. But anyway, so my grandson's going to stay with us for 3 days. So we are going to, I'm going to pre-plan some items, and then I will still be doing videos on my Facebook page, Marcie Bessaker Designs. I will post if I'm not going to be on. But I usually post and say, don't forget, I'll be on in half hour or an hour or at 12 today or 2 o'clock today or whatever. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Jeannie. And so I am planning on posting still. I'm also starting a online sign language class. So again, I'm going back to sign language. So I'm going to be doing that, but that's Tuesday nights. So I'll be doing my Tuesday videos without a problem. What else? What else? So for you that don't maybe not know, if you guys could subscribe and like, I really appreciate it. It would really help my channel. It gets noticed more when you guys like and share and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And you'll also get notified if I go on and do a video. And so that would be an awesome thing. Also, I am live on Sundays at noon and Tuesdays at 2. I love when you guys come craft with me. It's just so much fun. Sometimes I do pop on now and again in between. If I have time, if I have a project, if I have a lot of projects ready to go. Thank you, Jeannie. I really appreciate that. And by subscribing and doing the notification, you'll get notified if I come on outside of those times. So that might be something to think about. I really enjoy having you guys craft with me. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, Jeannie, I think you should get the set. I think you'll like it. All right, guys. And then, of course, my blog is marciebessaker.com. I really appreciate if you go over there and subscribe. Things that I do on YouTube go to my blog, including the video. But you'll also get measurements, product, more details. Of course, you'll get the picture of the partridge in a pear tree card and things like that. So sometimes I add more pictures, more items, a little more detail. So that would give you a little more of what I'm able to do on my YouTube. And subscribing would be awesome too. You can shop right from there. On the top right hand side, it'll say shop my online store. And right below it is always my current code. So this is my August code. And so when you do go to my blog and go to shop, just copy that code. Now, as always, if your order is more than $150, do not use my code because I want you to get all the benefits as a hostess. So $150 is considered a party. That would give you product for free. So don't use my code if it's over $150, okay? All right. What else? What else? I think that is it. So I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. I would really love for you guys to meet me there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some fancy, frilly a little bit, borders. Trying to give you a couple hints. Definitely some coloring, but I'm going to do a lot of the coloring ahead of time. You guys have seen me color, but I'll leave a little bit, and but I'll get it all fussy cut out this time, so you don't have to wait for me. And that's it. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm looking at my phone over here. If you have any questions, I'm thirsty. let me know. As always, you guys, I always tell you, if there is a set or something you're interested in or thinking about or on the fence, but you want to see it used, let me know. I am also on my blog and on my Facebook page. And I don't know if I mentioned my Facebook page is Marcie Bessaker Designs. Under events on both pages are my classes. I am going to be doing the tag buffet class. So if you want to purchase the tags, if you purchase the tags through me, I will be sending 2 really fun, one 3D, the other one I don't know yet, projects in addition to that kit. So I will mail those to you if you purchase the tag kit from me. Now, as far as the sentiments go, there is a set of sentiments that are really cool and fit perfectly on the tags. And I think it's $17, $18. Let me find it. I'll show you real quick. If you decide to choose the sentiments, I didn't my first round of tags, but I did my second round of tags. For this class, I am going to use the sentiments. So here are the tags, and you get a lot of tags, you guys. And here is this stamp set that goes with it. Well, I really ended up liking the font. I like the 2 in the front, so you want to make sure you stamp your back of them with that first. And I really like that you can still make cards with these, and it has a lot. So it's $18. So you can get this, or let me show you really quick. I know I was getting off, but let me show you. If you order the stamp set and or the tag set, and if you have, you get it in this cute box, and if you have sentiments from other Christmas sets that already work, then use those. That's what I did the first time. So here are the tags that I did, and this is what your tags will look like. The sentiments will just be what you want them to be. So we have, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Now, these are the sentiments that I chose to put on because I didn't realize that the stamp set didn't come with the buffet kit. I thought, because a lot of times our stamps come with kits. Well, after I started the video, if you guys go back and look, you'll see that I didn't have a stamp set. So I pulled out other stuff. I mentioned it before. But, so I used what I had. So this is what I had here. And so if you have sentiments that match in another stamp set that you like, use those. Okay, so I chose these. So this is the different ones. You get 30 tags, 5 of each. So there's one, the holly, the Christmas tree, the bird, and there's one more. Oh, and this one, the stocking. So these are the different sets, you guys. This is what you'll get. There's 5, and I made them just like they had them, except the sentiment stamps. But anyway, so there you go. 30 of them for $30. And look how big they are. They're just really, really stinking cute. And they all have gold glimmer on them. All of them are gold. Anyway, if you guys are interested in that, if you purchase from my blog, from me, I will send you 2 additional projects, and you can create those. And I will probably do a project with those, just a quick little video or some instructions or something for you. It depends on what I come up with the second one. The first one I will send to you for sure, because you may not have what I'm using. It is going to be a 3D project. And I will also send you the goodie that goes inside. But you need to order soon because my class is the 12th and I need to get my other supplies ordered for it. All right. So enough of that. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much. I will see you on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I'm thinking, is today Sunday? Yeah. Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I will see you then. And you guys have a great rest of your week. If you are in California, be safe with fires. If you're in the hurricane areas, be safe. I hope everybody's being safe right now. Take care, and I will see you guys soon.